The Saints are heading to New York to take on the Jets this weekend, but the bigger news, quarterback Drew Brees finally getting in the game. A preseason game, that is. Thankfully, though, missing those first few games, not a reason to worry.
The gubernatorial campaign finally came to a close Saturday, with incumbent Democrat candidate John Bel Edwards winning only by a majority of 51% over Republican candidate Eddie Rispone. Saturday night was a great night for Cocho and his team, racking up the 800th win in program history. The big question is, can LSU keep this momentum going against an SEC opponent? The Tigers have already dominated in their past 3 non-conference games, but now it's time to start the transition. While the Tigers cheered in Death Valley Saturday night, an Alabama student was suspected of calling a threat on Tiger Stadium. The annual Tigers versus Tigers matchup was close as expected from kickoff to the 4th. LSU's offense had to go up against the best, if not one of the best, front sevens in the country. But what did Burrow and company do? They stayed focused, adjusted where they needed to, and ultimately got the win. From fire safety to safety in movie theaters, theaters around the country are stepping up security now that the Joker origin story is on screen. Authorities have worried that the film's violent content could inspire copycat attacks. SEC media days are over, but that doesn't mean we're done talking about SEC football, especially with new rivalries on the rise. Monday marked the start of National Hazing Prevention Week, and departments around campus are spreading the word. Flashing back to preseason, LSU baseball went and ranked #1 in the polls. Taking you to now, it was uncertain if LSU baseball would host a regional, let alone a super regional. Though they had some roller coasters throughout the season, it seems the Tigers are peaking at the right time. Amidst a mental health crisis, LSU students are finding that their resources for getting help are becoming scarce in their time of need. Down in New Orleans today, Saints QB Drew Brees back at practice, but yesterday belonged to someone who could be the next signal caller for the franchise, should Brees ever decide to retire. While TikTok is a fun way to spend your time, it's important to be careful about what you may post or view on TikTok as well as all social media. That is the question. Can LSU's defense hold up against a freshman quarterback at Auburn? But before we talk a little bit more about that, we're going to talk to Miss JD Bro right here.
I just shouldn't talk football.
We're going to talk football?
Yeah.
Well, how's your game day going so far? The LSU women's swim team truly made a splash here today in the Nat to start off their season against the Green Wave from New Orleans. The Tigers are coming off of a very successful purple versus gold inter-squad meet, and head coach David Geyer is excited to see what his team can do.
And I think racing-wise, they looked a little more comfortable as the meet went on, and they started having some fun and swimming pretty well. So it was a great first step for us.
One Lady Tiger making waves this season is freshman Jolie Lyles. A native of Baton Rouge, already decorated with state titles and records, Lyles is looking forward to what she can do on this collegiate level.
It's hard to come to training and come to dual meets, but it's like I said, you wake up in the morning and you're not just worried about yourself, you're representing a team, and that's what I'm worried about in the morning. So regardless of how I feel individually, I know that I have to come out here and represent this school.
Another breakout freshman to keep your eyes on is Summer Stanfield. She took the win in all 3 of her events against Tulane, but her favorite part of being on this Tiger team is how it feels like a family.
Being a freshman is scary, but having my best friends by my side has been so much fun. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, so it was definitely a change coming here, but like I said, I feel like I have a family away from home.
The Tigers will head to Miami, Florida for the Tier Fall Classic on October 4th. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Lauren Cochran.
As students near the end of their college careers, they are expected to have their futures all figured out. But for now, chef and writer JD Cody, it would take completing a master's degree in a field he would never use before he found his calling.
I really had no idea what I wanted to do next in my life.
Cody attended LSU during 2 football national championships, a baseball national championship, and basketball made it to the Final Four, allowing lots of time to tailgate, where he initially fell in love with cooking.
I learned how to cook throwing tailgate parties for LSU football and just enjoying my entire campus experience.
Which is perfect for a lover of all things Cajun cuisine and barbecue.
I really have just kind of found a way to pursue my passion through food and drink and celebrating Louisiana's culture.
Soon, his cooking skills came to a boil and caught local attention. His popularity continued to simmer, and before Cody knew it, he was filming the pilot for his own TV show on the Travel Channel called Deep Fried America.
Writing really, I think, is what helped lead me down this path, because I was a food writer before I was a chef, before I was a culinary ambassador or anything like that. I was writing about food.
The political scientist turned writer decided to combine all his interests and start his very own restaurant in 2018.
Peppermint Taco, the name came partially because it's on Government Street, partially because Baton Rouge is the capital of Louisiana, there's a lot of government stuff, and partially because it's me finally putting those degrees in political science to use, doing something that everybody can agree on, which is tacos.
There, he collabed his love for Louisiana cuisine, street food, and barbecue.
The taco to me was just like a critical element of this because it's basically a tortilla as the canvas to put whatever flavors forward I wanted to. So this is one of my favorite tacos that we do here at Government Taco. It's the Clucks and Balances. It's the most southern of the tacos. Starts with our pimento mac and cheese that we make here, and yes, we do put mac and cheese on a taco. Smoked chicken thigh that uses my spicy and sweet barbecue rub. Then we take this white barbecue sauce and we top it with some Nashville hot chicken skins. So it's a little bit of smoke, a little bit of mac and cheese, a little bit of heat, Nashville style, a little bit of white barbecue sauce, Alabama style, all really awesome.
The Cody story is not only entertaining, but should serve as a comfort food of sorts to students who are still navigating their futures.
I didn't find that in college. I didn't know I wanted to do this food stuff while I was in undergrad, while I was in grad school. It took me a little bit later in life to figure that out, but once I did, I just kind of went for it.
In the future, Cody hopes to continue his mission of sharing and expanding the culture in Louisiana, as well as communities he visits. One dish at a time. For Tiger TV News, I'm Lauren Cochran.
The matchup was a physical one for sure, and tensions rise as LSU goes scoreless in the first, for the first time all season.
I think in the first half we're maybe a little bit too far up. There's a lot of late hits. Now they were pushing and we were pushing, and they always see the second one. So we got to learn how to be smarter than that.
The offense also had to battle many penalties and even 2 turnovers, further hurting the offense's momentum.
Gut check. It was a gut check tonight. Wasn't the prettiest game. We had too many penalties, 12 penalties, especially on special teams. Did not play very well on special teams. That turnover was very costly.
But in the second half, the sun finally came out to play, and so did Burrow and the offense.
I just think our guys were a little jittery at the beginning of the game, but we settled down at halftime.
They came out on a defense that we hadn't seen from them all year, and then we hadn't seen from anybody else. So it kind of took us a while to get used to what they were doing and figure out how to attack it in the second half. We got that run game going.
Heisman frontrunner Joe Burrow even running the ball for a touchdown, securing the lead for the Tigers.
It was an RPO, so I'm reading the one of the linebackers there, and it just opened up like the Red Sea for me.
I want to thank our crowd, the winning edge. That they were the difference in the ball game tonight. They gave our guys energy. It was just overall LSU effort. The whole team, the whole state, the whole crowd, everybody. That's what it took to beat this team.
LSU is a bye next week before taking on an Alabama Crimson Tide, potentially without starting quarterback Tua Tagovailoa in Tuscaloosa on November 9th. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Lauren Cochran.